My reading journal is ready, and so is my cup of tea. So let's do a flip through today.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome, I'm Stefania.
As always, I'm gonna start from my hilly pages and then I'm gonna move to the monthly pages. I'm just gonna try to keep the notebook like this, so it's not gonna be a pain. Anyway, I've updated the spread and I've added the books that I've read in July, and I can tell one thing, July was a really good month. Not only I've read way many more books than what I thought I could ever read in July, because I said this before, July is a busy month for me when it comes to work. I don't have a lot of free time and I'm always exhausted, so I usually don't read so much throughout summer for that reason. Instead, it was it was a big surprise. And the other good thing is that the books that I read, I've enjoyed them all. Like, it was a wonderful month. I've then updated my book log with the few books that I read in July. And as you can see, I still have pretty much space for the rest of the year. Reading tracker, I've read a little bit each single day, so yes, I've reached my goal. But however, you can see one thing, and this is what I was saying, I think I said this in all my videos, okay? My goal is to read a little bit each single day, it doesn't matter how many pages, the important is to spend a little bit of time with a book, and it's exactly what happened here. I've read only 4 pages. I think it was a very short chapter, and I know that because I'm part of that group of people that actually, let's say, I needed to finish a chapter when I started, so I always go from chapter to chapter, and this means that it was a very short one, and then I just couldn't do it anymore. But still, I've managed to read a little bit each single day, so I'm proud of myself. Then I've updated my 2025 books read with the 6th book that I read, and as you can see already here from the reading, they were all 4 stars or higher except for one book, so it was definitely an amazing month. Pick one, my favorite one was Gloves Off, which I still have to print the cover. I actually have to print a few, but I was waiting to have an A4 full before printing it, just not to waste paper. Favorite books, nothing changed because, again, I couldn't give 5 stars this month apparently. I think that next year I will probably downgrade this to a 1-page thing, because it's crystal clear that I don't need to. Monthly reads has been updated with the 6 books. These 2 have been updated because there was nothing to update. Series tracker has been updated, and so has been my bingo. And talking about my bingo, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to finish it because one is the 60 books, and I don't know if this year I can reach 60 books. Right now, if I would have to actually count it correctly, I'm behind for 2 books if I'm not wrong, and I don't know if it's gonna happen. I have no idea. One thing is sure, I've noticed that when it comes to physical books, it takes me way longer to read them compared to books. I don't know if it's just me, but it seems like with ebooks I definitely read more. I don't know, maybe it's just my thing. So whenever I have a physical book, it takes me forever. Probably because I can't read it as much as I can with ebooks. I don't know if it makes sense. Storygraph challenge has been updated. No, neither Storygraph, neither Goodreads have been updated, but it's gonna happen before or later. And this is what I was saying, with July I've reached 33 books. If I would actually make a right count, and I would be like, okay, each single month to reach my goal I have to read this amount of books, technically I should be at 35. I don't know if I reach or not. I guess we're gonna find out only by December. Alphabet challenge, I still had to update it because there was only 1 letter that I needed to see something added there. But as I've said before, I was waiting to have a full A4 filled in before printing it. I can finally let the notebook go on its own. Alphabet challenge for the author has been updated as well, and I have to say it's going pretty well. This part of the alphabet apparently it's a no for me. I don't know, and it's fine. These challenges, I've updated the written part. I still have to print the covers, so I'm not gonna talk too much about them. I think that this maybe can be the one that I will be able to finish. I don't know, however. I could be wrong. 25 in 2025. Okay, this month went very, very well. Like 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that maybe I can finish this one this year. I don't know it. Yes, I still have to print one. I know details, but I'm not so sure because I'm gonna be honest. This one, I don't know if I'll be able to do it. Also because I know it's a series and I wanted to jump fully into it. I don't know. I guess we're gonna see. It's just that to jump into a series I have to be in the mood to do that. So Genre Tracker and my TBR both have been updated. I also wanted to point out how a single mistake in my TBR is something that I brought down along the whole way. I don't know why I counted something wrong, and then when it was time to fill in my TBR, I was like, wait a second, I have a book that I shouldn't have. Here it's free, but I actually have only 2 in my physical TBR. What happened? So I went back from the very beginning and I checked, thanks to the spread that I have in the pocket at the beginning, all the books that I bought or that were gifted to me, and then I compared with the books that I read throughout the months, and I've managed to correct everything. But this is to tell you, if you do mistakes, it's fine. You can always fix them in a way or another. I've fixed it here. Yes, I've also fixed it in the monthly stats, and it's fine. Then there's my reading stats. July, I've read 6 books, 4 were ebook and 2 were physical books. I've read for the whole month, 4 books in English, 2 in Italian, and then there was all the stars that I gave to the books. And I guess now we can move to the monthly pages. As you can see, the problem with the notebook is that after it was breaking, let's say already when it was breaking, some pages started doing this thing, so they don't stay flat, but they don't all go up in the same way. It's a mess. Anyway, if you want the plan with me video, it's online, just in case you want to see me creating this. I will not go through the monthly stats because I've just talked about them. The only thing I've never mentioned was the favorite book clubs of, and I said this, the worst. This month was very hard. I've ended up picking 10,000 Stitches, but it wasn't a book that I would say a bad book, no at all. It's just that compared to the other 5, it was the one that I liked the last, so that's why it's there. But I guess I like the idea of having something where I write the one that I don't like the most, I would say, because calling it the worst, by the way, I always put let's call it in this way, even if it's not exactly what I mean. But yes, I like to have it just because sometimes it's cool to say that. Monthly view has been fully filled in, and as you can see, it's crazy. But well, the first book, I finished it on the 1st, but it was a book that I started in June. Then there was the second that was a pretty easy one to read, I would say, not even easy, but that I started and finished it in 4 days. And then when it was time to go to physical books, they took me forever. So this one was a physical book, this that were short very books. This one was a physical book. This one instead was an ebook, but it was me not having time to read it, because if I would have time, I would have finished it in basically a blink of an eye. But the point is, yes, I really think I read faster if I read ebooks, even if my eyes are not enjoying that. Reading Tracker, I've said it to you while showing the TBR page that it's fine to make mistakes in your journal. It's perfectly fine, you can fix them. Or, like it happened to me at a certain point, I've done something which is like here. I was supposed to color up until 47. As you can see, the 47 is a line that's definitely longer than the 54. This is the mistake I've done. I was like overthinking what I was doing, and when I realized, I was like, oh no, and I stopped. This is a mistake that I don't know how to fix, so it's just gonna stay there. There's gonna be a longer line with the right number next to it, and that's just it. So yes, the 47 pages, it's longer than the 54 and the 49 in which is between, but it's okay. This is just because sometimes I feel people really are afraid to start their own reading journal because they see all of these amazing and gorgeous journals on social media, and they're like, oh, but I make a lot of mistakes, I don't have a good calligraphy, I do a mess. It's fine, okay? Nobody's perfect, and you can just find a way to fix it. Or just like me, I've done in the past, I made mistakes, even when I was writing the title of a book, I still remember it, I missed a letter. It actually happened twice. I think it was both of them last year, and I've just ended up leaving it like that because fixing it was like creating a bigger mess, and I was like, you know what, I know there's a mistake and that's it. So you can choose, if you make mistakes, to try to fix them or to just leave them there. It's fine. The first book was the Cheerleaders, and then I went straight to the second one, which is the Champions. I will talk about them a little bit together, I would say, because I gave to them both 4 stars. The thing is this, the plot in both of the books really got me. The characters, that is the question for me, which is I didn't have really any problems with them while reading the books. The thing is that if you're gonna ask me now, they're forgettable. Like, I don't even remember them that much, they have nothing special, and I couldn't really feel a strong connection to them. I've enjoyed it, yes. Was a book that was like screaming, keep on going, don't put me down, yes, and I'm talking about both of them, so there were books like that. The reason why not more than 4 stars was a little bit the characters, and let's say a few parts that left me a little bit, you know what, I don't feel that this is the best. Or better, if you want to put it in this way, you should explain a little bit more. I am not a fan, however, of the ending of the first one, because I am like, no, what do you mean? I thought that this would have came back in the second book, it didn't, so I hated it for that. That's obviously something I have to say, because this book ends with something that you as the reader know, but the main character doesn't. While I hate when it's the opposite, so the characters know something, all of them, that readers don't. I am not enjoying the fact that in this case, readers know something, but the main character doesn't, and she will never. I just hate that. Anyway, I've enjoyed them both 4 stars, and I think I'm gonna read something more by this author because I've enjoyed the way it was written, that's it. It wasn't one of these books that was like, and I'm talking about neither of them, that was like, okay, I can't keep on going, or the writing sucks, no. So I definitely read something more. Then it was time for 10,000 Stitches, and I have to say, this is probably a book that I would read better if it was like autumn, because it's not like, oh, it gives you autumn vibes, no. Let's say it's one of these slow books. It's not even about, oh, is it cozy, is it this, is it that. It's just, I don't know, I think I would have probably appreciated a little bit more if I would have read it throughout autumn. Don't ask me why, it's just my feeling. 3 stars and a half. I enjoyed the story, yes, and there were some parts that were very interesting, so especially what the main character learned by the end. I really had fun reading it. Like a lot of time I was like, you say this, but then you like, don't do that. But then it's exactly what you're gonna go and do, which is funny, honestly. I've enjoyed it, yes. I for sure probably would say that the reason is that also the plot, it goes on, but it doesn't rush through. So I definitely liked it. I found it so funny about the main character. She just made me laugh. I don't know why. Probably because, as I just said, she was saying, I will not do that, and then she was doing it. Or maybe because it took her so long to see things that for me were obvious since the very beginning. But anyway, it was a good book to read. So it was a 3.5 stars. And I repeat to you, maybe I should have read it in autumn and I would have gave it even more than 3.5 stars. And you're like, how can it be possible? It's the same book. I know, but probably I read it straight after two books that were like, you need to rush through. Like, you need to see how things go on very fast, I would say. And then this one was a slow moving book. But still, I've enjoyed it. Then I started Goes Off, and guess what? I loved it. Between all of the characters that we've met throughout this series, I wasn't like that excited to read about them. Like, I was like, oh, okay, but it's not like I was really looking forward to their story, yet it was a 4.5 stars. It could have been a 5 stars, yes. Why not? Some spicy scenes were up a little bit. It made me go like, no. I told you, it's hard for me to give 5 stars. It has to be almost perfect, and perfection doesn't exist, I know that. But yet, I remember there were some parts I was like, you didn't need to do this. I've enjoyed it, yes. I think both of them found themselves in this marriage without thinking about the fact that the other one could be very different from what they think they actually are. And I've definitely enjoyed them. I am really curious to see where this series is gonna go, even if I have to say next one is not the one I'm really looking forward, because I know there's gonna be a 5th book in the series. And probably if I would have to give you let's say, if I would have to put them in order according to the one I was most excited for to the one that I was less excited for, the next one is gonna win for the less excited for. I loved the characters, I liked their story, and most of all, if there's something I've learned, is that I definitely like her books. Like Stephanie is gonna be one of my to-go-to author. I will finish reading all of her books pretty soon, because I'm just in the mood to do that. And I really like her writing style, plus it's not boring, it's not too much. Like, she gives you details when she's like, I don't know, describing something, but it's not like the type of, let's say, too many details that turns that part of the book being a boring part, like, oh, I want to skip this part. No, I really would give it a try to this series, because I've been really loving it. However, here I am telling you one thing. If spice is not for you, if you don't like or enjoy reading spicy scenes, then probably it's not the right series for you, because all of the books so far have spicy. Then I finished it with the second book of Rebecca Ross. I don't remember how it's called in English. Good. I think the first one was called An Enchanted River, or A River and something. Don't get me wrong, you got it. That one by Rebecca Ross. The second book in that series, which are actually the second and last, but whatever, I finally managed to read it, and it was a 4 stars. I liked it, yes. If there's one thing I've learned, is that whenever I read a book by Rebecca Ross, I am where her characters are. She really has the capacity to, let's say, create descriptions to make you feel like you're in the book. It's not like, okay, I should say they're there, but I can't picture it. With her, it's very hard for me not to picture things. I love the way the story went on. I love the fact that the main characters, they all put other first, even if it meant sacrificing so much. The ending wasn't a full surprise for me, or better, How can I say this without giving spoilers? This one plus is quite hard because I don't want to give spoilers for those that still have to read the first book, so I'm not saying so much. But not the end, but the little but big thing that happens before the end, that could be a little bit of a surprise. But after that happened, I knew there would be a way back. Let's say it in this way. So the ending didn't really surprise me. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm shocked. No. But still, it's a book that I've enjoyed it, 4 stars. Even if it took me quite a lot of time to finish it, I really liked it. Last book of the month was not quite that yet, and I basically read everything Charlie Jackson brings out. I wasn't disappointed, no. Hear me out, since the very beginning that the main character is gonna die. But I am an hopeless person. So for the whole time I was thinking, no, it's not gonna happen. They got it wrong. She's gonna survive. There's gonna be a sort of a miracle that I knew it since the very beginning. Still, I wasn't really prepared, honestly. I love the fact that this is her adult debut, because so far she's always been a person that wrote young adult. And sometimes it's not easy to move from young adult to adult, yet she did it amazingly. I really loved it, and I think, I don't know, maybe it's because I don't read so many books in this genre. I'm a little bit like, I can read a few in a year, but I'm not like my to-go-to books. I think it was quite also original. I mean, a person almost kill you, you're gonna die, and you want to solve your own murder, even if you're still alive, because you know that by the end you're gonna eventually die, and so it's not gonna be just an aggression, it's gonna be actually a murder, and you want to solve it. And I loved it. 4 stars and a half, not 5, because I liked Jet and Billy, yes, but her family, there were too many things that were left there, which I hated. Like her sister-in-law, please. She's not getting any sort of punishment, and you're gonna tell me, well, the ending is sort of a punishment for her as well. Yes, but like, I wanted to see her like be thrown out there to the whole family, to everybody, to know what she actually did. And it never happened, so that left me a little bit disappointed. I really loved it, 4 stars and a half, and this is the book that I would have definitely read in just a few days if I would have had time, but I was running out of time and I was constantly tired, so I ended up reading it in almost a week, and it was so long. And it was also a pain, because every single time I wanted to keep on reading, I wanted to know how it was ending, but I just couldn't physically do it. Anyway, it's definitely another amazing book by Ollie Jackson. So these are the books that I've read in July. I was wondering, have you read them? Yes, no? Are you planning on reading them? Let me know it with a comment. If you read them, let me know if you enjoyed them or not. As always, thank you so much for your support. If you enjoyed this video, remember to give it a thumb up and to subscribe for more videos like this one. Thank you so much. See you next time. Bye!